Hey guys, Paul Clifford, and as you know, I've been talking about apps a lot lately, and I'm really into App Empire. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is a new product called Skybuilder, which is launching tomorrow. If you remember, I was talking yesterday about why mobile, is really the future. You need to understand that that is where the future traffic is, and if you can dominate that platform, then you will really kill it in the future, because everyone is moving to tablets or iPhone based infrastructure, and that's where they're going to be getting their information from. So the opportunity is there now, and the reason I'm excited about Skybuilder is what people get really hung up about in building apps is how will I find a developer? How much is this going to cost me? All those sorts of things. And if you're going to develop a complex app, with complex functionality, yes, you're always going to have to get a developer to do that. But 90% of people just want to look at building apps for niches. Okay, so for high traffic niches in order to monetize, and also people looking for apps to build for local businesses, because it's a great opportunity to get into local businesses using this method. So Skybuilder is an app builder. In other words, it will enable you to build applications for mobile, either on the App Store, so the Apple platform, or the Android platform. Okay, so it does both, and that's really important, because Android is in fact, it's growing faster than iOS or the iPhone at the moment. I don't know if they'll ever meet, but it's got huge growth, and it's another great opportunity for getting apps out into the market. Now, the other reason this is really, really good is you can build apps with pretty decent functionality in about 5 minutes. Okay, and there are other app builders out there, but the key difference is every other app builder ties you in. Okay, so by that I mean you've got to pay their subscription, or the apps never actually end up being yours. They end up being owned by the app builder, or the monetization, so any revenue from the advertising belongs to the app builder. Okay, so with Skybuilder, everything is yours. You keep it. Okay, so this is a tool for you to build apps. And let me show you how amazing this is. So I'm just, obviously this is the welcome area. Loads and loads of training. Okay, and I've been through this, not just so much the video but the PDF guides, and it's detailed. It's thorough. They've spent a lot of time on this, and I was quite impressed by it. And you get what's called the Skybuilder Cloud software, which is the main tool for building the apps. A bit further down, you can't see it actually, but there is let's see if I can get that up a bit so you can see it. You get a WordPress, not just plugin, but actually a WordPress theme, so that when your app's built, you have a special theme that has the link into your app on the App Store. So it's a way of marketing your app. That's all included as well. The Genesis software is basically a tool to identify whether, if you're going into a niche app to monetize through advertising, whether it's worth doing. Okay. And I'm going to show you that first, in fact. So everything here is really, really comprehensive. It's detailed, it's thorough. I couldn't help but be impressed with it myself. So let me show you a couple of things. So I thought, well, let's have a look at niches. Now, everyone's been talking to me about this juice fasting, and so I thought I'd just have a look at that, because as you know, weight loss is one of the biggest niches, but you don't want to go straight into weight loss. You need to go in with a niche keyword. And so I looked up juice fasting, and juice fast recipes, and juice fast cleanse, and juice fasting. So there's at least 4 words there with great traffic volumes, and these are exact match traffic volumes. And I pulled these straight out of Google's tool. And these are obviously the CPC, so the cost per click. And then what you do is you work out. You just go into Google Play and iTunes App Store, and you just look at how many other apps there are that are competing for these words. And for these, there's hardly anything. Okay, nothing. And in fact, most of these were paid. All right. So the concept then of me producing an app all about juice fast and providing recipes and news and things like that, and advertising through AdMob, it's a no-brainer. And what this tool does, this Genesis tool, is it gives you a score down here as to how viable the niche is. And basically what they say is if you've got over 10, then it's worth doing. So as you can see here, I mean, it's well over that, so it's easily worth doing. So that's Project Genesis, and if you're doing a niche app, that's like where you start researching, and it gives you the confidence that you're not going to waste your time building an app. And then what happens, okay, is you go into the tool, and if I go into, in fact, I'll go into Skybuilder Cloud, and I'll just show you this, okay, and I'll show you how quickly it is. So, using that example, I thought, well, let's create an app called Juicy Lucy, all right, because I thought it would be a bit of fun, and it takes literally about 5 minutes, okay. So, here's my app, and I tell you what takes the most time is actually doing the image. And the reason for that is, I wanted something that was obviously eye-catching, because it's going to go on the store, and it needs to look a bit cool, all right. And the imagery, around this is really, really important. Okay, so all you do is you start here, app details, put in the name, description, and Greg gives a lot of detail on how you should write your description to capture the right keywords. I created an icon. And for this one, this is going on the iPhone, okay, but you can do Android. So you do that, and literally the icon and this screen here, the splash screen, is what took the time, okay. The rest was really, really easy. So then all you do is you click select modules, and you literally click on what you want to include in your app. Okay, so news, events, Twitter, YouTube, photos. So that's all based around the keywords that you give it. So you can give it some keywords and it will produce content for you. If you're doing a local app, and obviously local events, and that's local to the person, you can hook in then the social media accounts that are tied to your niche or to your blog. So you can, if you actually have a blog, say I've got a Juice Fast blog, I can tie all that in directly into the app. And then obviously all this other information, which is all pretty self-explanatory what it is. But right here is quite important, AdMob, where, you can actually monetize it using Google's own, advertising network. It's just like AdSense basically, but for mobiles. And then you can customize any of those modules. So you go in here, and so for news, for example, I clicked on there, and I just said, right, this is the kind of data I want. Juice Fast recipes, or just put Juice Fast tips. You just change it like that, and the great thing is it's all dynamic, so you can just do save and reload, and in comes the data, so you can check and sanity check. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. You can then orientate or change the order how it appears in the app, and then do a check. Final preview, and there it is. Okay, so there it is loaded up, and if I click on news, it comes in there. If I click on events, then it will pull in any local events to the person. Click on tips, so tips I configured as someone's Twitter account, and this guy Joe Cross has a really good juicing Twitter feed, so literally putting in his content. Click on more, and obviously you can put in all the rest of the details there. Okay, so I think that's all makes sense. And then all you do, once you've done that, you can do continue to build, and you build like a preview build that goes onto your phone, and then you just test that out. And once you're happy with that, then you build what's called a release build, and that goes out live. All right, that is easy, you've got to admit. Just to show you, so that's for building niche apps for monetizing using AdMob. Okay, the other thing you can do is create apps for local businesses, and you can do that very similar tool. Okay, he calls it Skybuilder SMB, and what it comes with. If I go to create, just to give you an idea, it comes with a whole load of templates. Okay, so already pre-configured with all the type of information you might want for a local business. But I'll give you an example of one I just did 5 minutes ago. Okay, so Sean Hannah Hairdressers in London. So all I did is I used Snagit, which is just a screen capture tool, and I just took, a piece of their homepage and their logo and everything like that, and then put that as my splash screen, and then just pulled everything else off their site. Okay, directions, the phone numbers, news. I don't know if I did put any news in. Oh yeah, I did news. And I don't think I put their Twitter account, but it's all really easy to put in. Okay, so now what I'm thinking is I could go over to these guys, Sean Hannah, with it on my phone. Okay, and I can say I'm a local business consultant. Just thought you might be interested, but I've built an iPhone app for your company. Is it something you'd be interested in? How are they going to say no to that? Okay, and the point is you got your foot through the door. All right, and even if you could give them that app for free, and say, well, look, how about we do a contract where I look at your Google Places, maybe your website isn't mobile optimized, and you know how easy it is to get to do that. Maybe do some social media. Who's managing your social media campaign? We can do that. So once you get into a local business, all the different revenue opportunities are huge. It's just getting your foot in the door, and that seems to me, a perfect way of getting in there. Okay, so that's Skybuilder, and I think it's a great tool. I think you're going to love it. It's very detailed. It's very thorough. And it's launching tomorrow. It's launching tomorrow at Tuesday. So you see all the details below with my link, and you're going to get loads of emails. There's no doubt about it. You're going to get loads of emails from people promoting this because it is really, really good. And they will all be bundling in their bonuses, as us as marketers do. What a lot of people do with bonuses is they will just cobble together some PLR software and rename it and call it something flashy, even software, and tell you it's worth $5,000. Okay, so I don't do that. What I do is the primary. If you buy through my link, make sure you clear your cookies when you do that. If you buy through my link, then you join my apps mastermind group. Okay, and that's a group where we are all building apps, and we will share our experiences, and you get my support in building these apps and monetizing them, and we do it all together. All right, and I think that's far more valuable than some PLR software that's going to sit on your hard disk afterwards. Okay, having access to all this is far more important. But plus, I also have a new app in development. Okay, and this app that I haven't talked to you about before, and what this is to do, it finds new opportunities for going into local businesses, and it's launching in about 6 weeks' time, and you'll get that for free. I'm not going to tell you exactly the details, and I'm not going to make up some value on it either. All I can tell you is it's groundbreaking. No one else is doing this. And you'll get that included as well. Okay, so part of my apps mastermind, my software, and working with me, and I think that's a great deal. So buy through my link, and I look forward to joining you in the apps mastermind. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.